the paradox. Because if you take just Allah or His book by yourself, you think by yourself it is one path, but you are one person. And if this world is 7 billion, there'll be 7 billion paths. Allah did not send 7 billion paths. He sent one path. And that one path is not something that is random, that is chosen for Him. And He says, follow this one. It is quick. It is easy. If you try to find me by yourself, a journey that will take you 3 years will take you 300. Understand? It is like Niagara Falls that produces huge amounts of electricity, correct? You're trying to light your house here. Okay? You're saying, I don't want to go through the transformer, the power station, Con Ed. I don't want all that. Directly, I want to get from Niagara Falls. You're not an expert. And you don't know. You just want to light up your house. You lay the cables. What happens then? You tell me what happens. You will kill yourself. There will be severe damage. People are doing that. Well, that is the danger. Because one, Allah did not say to us, if Allah wanted, He could not have sent. He would not have sent prophets or books. But that was not His protocol. He sent it not as spiritual red tape, okay, to make things harder for us. He sent them to make it easy. He's saying, you know what? I'll send you 124 live wires, powerhouses, okay, power stations, and you connect. Like Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, my companions, they are like the stars in the sky. Hold on to any one of them, and you'll find yourself in safety. They will lead you to me. So now, Allah has sent His best way through His most beloved one to us. He is the Prophet of the end of times. He is the Prophet of Akhir Zaman. And we are the nation of the Akhir Zaman. And He said, follow Him and follow His successors and His inheritors, and you will find me. If you try to do it alone, you will definitely get lost. And you'll definitely bring damage to yourself and to others. This last century, in fact, not a couple of 100 years, this last century, we lost not only spiritual compass, but we also lost the temporal authority of Islam. You understand? Islam is also a system. Islam is not like Christianity or Judaism. Islam has to function as a system, as a fully complete system. You cannot have Islam believing in spirituality, but practicing the economic methods that is against Islam, or the education system that is not what the Prophet brought, or raising your children that is not what how Allah wants you to. It's a complete way of life. This is the understanding now that we're trying to make ourselves to understand, that Islam is a complete way of life. It is a deen. It is not a religion where you just pray 5 times a day and you can do whatever that you want to do, and there's no connection. Why we're talking about the Ottomans so much? Because the Ottomans were successful in bridging the temporal world, this physical world, with the spiritual world. Even something as simple as fashion. Oh, today's people, they are fashions, they are fashionistas. Huh? They call it Islamic fashion and everything. But even in terms of that, they don't just make things up. You know that? It's beautiful, it's wonderful. And it's so filled with spirituality, because the shalwar, for example, that we are wearing is not something that somebody cooked up somewhere in Europe in a designer house, and they, you know, go on the runaway and people put them in Vogue magazine and everyone follows and Justin Bieber starts to wear, everybody wear. No, it's not. We are laughing, but this is exactly what majority of the Muslim world they are running to, isn't it? I mean, we're speaking the truth now. And then when we see someone dressing Islamically, they say, why are you doing that? That is too extreme, they say. Or that has no relevance to Islam or spirituality. It is completely wrong. The shalwar that we are wearing, for example, this is a tradition of the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. The turbans that we're wearing is not only the style of the turban that the Prophet ﷺ wore, especially having a tail behind. That is exactly what he said we should do, we should wear, how we should wear. Because the angels, when they came wearing the turbans, they leave their tails behind. The angels, they wore this crown called the turban, and 124,000 they wear the turban. So there is a, even in terms of your dressing, there is a direct connection to Allah and His Prophet in the afterlife and heavenly stations. So now you don't feel this dichotomy, you don't feel this separation between your life and what you believe in. What happened? Our head was cut off, our system was dismantled, new concepts are imposed on us. Because we say also, we're not only just going to blame the unbelievers, because we say we don't want Shariat. We reject the Shariat. We want equality, fraternity, liberty. We want what the West has to offer for this dunya. Oh, we also want Islam, yeah, praying 5 times a day, but only in that way. Don't dictate to us anything else. Now, what do you get? You get a psychosis. Okay? What happens in this psychosis, in this Akhir Zaman? Very easy now to control. Not 1 billion, not 2 billion, 7 billion people, you can control them because they are psychotic. You only need a handful who completely believe, and they understand and they believe and they carry. That will make the whole world to come around in a different direction. That's what exactly happened. It's always been happening like that. So yes, you need that connector, you need that connection. And that one, our Shaykh or the Prophet, never they're going to say, just look at me and that's it. Never. They are a Qibla. We say Shaykh Mawlana is Qiblatul Islam. We don't mean that he is the Qibla. What is the Qibla though? Qibla, we don't worship that stone, which by the way, Ahmad, that looks like a Qibla. I'm sitting here saying, I like that. There's the colors of the Qibla. The Kaaba. The Kaaba has lots of colors in the old days. Huh? The Abbasid time, then they changed everything into black. It was green. It was so many different colors. Nice. It's reminding me of that. But don't make that into a Kaaba. Now we pray. They're going to say you're bidat. You're making that. I just say. Qibla means direction. It is not an end in itself. It points to something. Awliya Allah points to the Prophet. Prophet points to Allah. And they're all pointing in the right direction. They are all live cables, that the cables have already been laid for us. We touch it, we get direct connection to Allah. We do. You want to lay your own connection, you may not reach. Maybe the cable is not strong enough. Maybe you don't have enough cables. Maybe you have nothing at all. Maybe you go to the wrong direction. Maybe. So many wrong, millions of wrong reasons why you're not going to reach the right direction. And a disease in this Akhir Zaman, the disease that they are teaching. You know how to read and write? Yes. Follow your own head. Follow your own intelligence. Follow your own logic. You will find Allah. Never forget, Prophet ﷺ and so many of his Sahabe Kiram, companions, they were ummi. They were illiterate. What does that mean? That means that their hearts are pure. Allah writes on their hearts. There's a naqsh there. They are not taking it from here or from there, but from a direct, clear command, a chain that is coming directly from Allah. So, it's also not in the way of sohbat. to really tackle it directly, because you are representing something. You're not there by yourself. You understand? What you're saying, it may be echoed in the hearts of so many in this room, but they don't have the wherewithal to speak. But you speak. So when we answer, and when we don't give an answer that directly connects to what you're saying, understand that it is connecting to others. But it is also not in this way that we're just going to, maybe we're going to take you for a ride too. Maybe we're going to give you an opposite answer. But it is not arbitrary, and there is a reason for that. Beyond our understanding, sohbat is not one. Sohbat is not one level. There are at least 7 levels of association. The physical is just one that is happening. There are other levels that is happening right now as we speak. We don't know. If you say, I don't believe in this, then say, then why do you believe that you're sitting down and you're listening, but your heart is pumping? Who's controlling that? Who is controlling your bodily functions? You say, I control, then lose consciousness. Who controls you then? So just physically, like they're saying, no? There are more things in heaven and earth. You know that one? Horatio. You know that one. They're not dreamt of in your philosophies. So, the dervish means the one who stands on the threshold, the doorway. The one who stands in the doorway of what? Of divinity. If you cross and if you acknowledge your own existence, that is a shirk. Because in divinity only Allah exists, not you. How do we make ourselves to disappear? Through a shaykh. How is that? They know how to quote so much. Fana fi shaykh, fana fi rasul, fana fi Allah. What does that mean? You don't even accept something that your shaykh says that you don't like. What fana? Allah is saying in the Quran Kareem, do you think that we will put you in the paradises, okay, of the prophets and the companions without us testing you the same way we've tested them? You think it is for free? And that one who is following a shaykh, hoping to become a dervish, yes, his aim is also not paradise. His aim is to be with his beloved. Where his beloved is, that is paradise. What is paradise without your beloved? It turns to hell. Ibrahim alayhi salam, he was thrown into a fire. But because he says, Hasbinallah wa ni'mal wakil, Allah is enough for me. That fire turned into a rose garden. And there are so many in the paradises, but because they don't believe in Allah, those paradises turn to hell. Our aim, yes, is to be with the ones that we love. Who is saying this? Where is your proof? Didn't Holy Prophet say this? You are going to be with the ones that you love. So be careful who you put in your heart to love. That is the key. Dervish is standing on the threshold. If we become zero, our aim is to be nothing. Allah is one. And Allah, one, in front of the zero, you become 10. You say, Ya Rabbi, I don't want this. I want to be nothing. You add another zero. You become 100. You say, I don't want this. You become another 0. You become 1,000. Endless. The marifat and the knowledge of Allah, it is endless. The whole key is to be 0. It's not easy. Those who are making tariqat to be so simple, especially I'm watching now, they say you can fill up questionnaires. You can tick a box to say, okay, today I've gotten rid of anger. 40 days, tick this. Stubbornness, It's not. It comes in millions and billions of tricks and traps that you need someone who is an adept to guide you through it. You say, no, it is not. It is. That is when the submission comes. The same way as a doctor that diagnoses you, you don't argue with the doctor. You can't see what is inside. You don't say, where is it? Give me proof. I don't see it. Doctor says, it's there. You have a disease. We submit to the doctor, but to the doctor of the heart, we don't submit. We say that you still have, no, I'm not angry. So many. I'm not angry. They're saying, sounds familiar? I'm saying that to myself maybe. I'm not stubborn. No, I listen to everyone. By the tone, by everything. And in those situations, everybody knows except for you. So, it is a process. And if you become that seed, like a wheat, you have to die. They bury you. The ego is to die. It buries. What happens after that? If you bury the ego, it grows. Something else. Then it gives 7 branches, and on each branch, it gives 10 branches. On each branch, there are 7 seeds. So you bury yourself, you finish, you become 70. The Shaykh is going to take that. He's going to harvest it. He's going to crush you. The murid, the dervish. If your Shaykh is not crushing you, he's not a Shaykh. What happens after he crushes you? He makes you into a flour. He's putting and he's pounding you. Pounding you. And he puts you into a fire and he burns you. After you come out, he tears you to pieces. And he's feeding to others. And they eat. And you disappear. That is a murid. May Allah not test us with that. Because we are going to fail. But at least we are not denying it. And we don't have ideas and illusions and delusions about ourselves. This is key. We know we cannot achieve so much, but let's not have illusions and delusions. That time Allah will say, okay, he admits his own weakness. Then some help may reach to us. Tamam.